Hey parents, it's Mr. Babinski. First of all, I've never done a YouTube video before, and I wasn't sure if this would be beneficial for parents or not, so I'm going to need your feedback. Just dojo message me, tell me, hey, that was a really good idea, keep doing it, or no, that was not helpful at all, it was even more confusing. So I just want to be do what's helpful for you and your student. So we have a mid-module assessment coming up, so that's lessons 1 through 10, and I just want to check and see where your kid is with their multiplication and their conceptual understanding of multiplying and then also division as well. So I just want to run you through a couple of the strategies that we've been learning in class. So in 3rd and 4th grade, a lot of the push with multiplication, it's not like when we were in school and it was just memorizing multiplication facts and fact families and that kind of stuff. In 3rd and 4th grade with the new Common Core is it's understanding that this is why these work, because when they get into later 7th, 8th, 9th and up, it's algebra and it's understanding how these equations balance and how things work. And that's also really relatable with upper levels of chemistry, and it just helps the cognitive development of students. So I want to talk to you about the first few lessons is arrays. A lot of you already know, as you can see in the homeworks. So something like 3 times 4, I wouldn't want my student just to know 3 times 4 is 12. That doesn't really tell me much about do they understand multiplication and can they start to figure things out on their own with things that they don't have memorized, especially when they start getting into double-digit multiplication in 4th grade. So I would have students write out 3 times 4, and then what this really means is 3 groups of 4. And so they would write 1, 2, 3 groups that have 4 inside each group. And students that are struggling or students that are more at those beginning levels of this, I'll have them circle, that's one group. That's 4 inside of one group. How many groups do I have? 1, 2, 3, and that's my first factor. And then also students that are at those lower levels, I'll have them counted out. That's 12 total, right? The commutative property. We've been talking a lot about the commutative property in that our factors can switch and our arrays can flip. And so I just had that array right there that was going like this, that had 3 rows of 4, 2, 3, 4. It can also go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4 with, sorry, that was not right. This can flip. Like this. So I still have my groups of 4 and 3, 3 and 4. So basically 3 times 4 is the same as 4 times 3, which is equal to 12. That's the commutative property. The commutative property just wants them to recognize that 3 groups of 4 is the same as 4 groups of 3. It's just flipped. So factors can switch and arrays can flip. And all of my students know how to do that. They know that chant. They love to do that chant. So if you ask them about it, they should know what that means. Okay, I want to move on to the distributive property because this is where parents get caught up in. We've never seen that before. Even myself, I had to relearn how to do this math. So once you figure it out, it's really pretty simple. So I just want to run you through an example of that. So the distributive property, my students know, break it down in easier ways, add it up, it's all the same. Basically, what I want them to do is I want them to have a strategy for not knowing that skip count. 7 and 9, those are typically the numbers that my students they have a really difficult time skip counting. 7, 14, 21, 28, that. So what we want them to do is be able to say, yeah, 7 times 4, that's really tough for me. But I can break this into 5 and 2, because 5 times 4 plus 2 times 4, so let me write in a darker color for you. So 5 times 4 and 2 times 4 is the same thing as 20. 5 and 4 is 20, plus 2 times 4 is 8, equals 28. So 7 times 4 is 28. So, and I've been asking them on the homeworks to draw an array to represent this. So what that would look like is I would draw my regular 7 groups. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups of 4. So that would look like this. I'm just going to quickly draw in these dots. All right. I'm going to try to use a different, darker color, but just to show you that what I really want them to do is I want them to be able to say, well, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm really good at counting by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. I can do it to 1,000,000. All of my third graders can count by 5s and 10s. They're really good at it. And they love to show you. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, this is that 5 times 4 equals 20. And then this one down here is 2 groups of 4. Well, they're pretty good at counting by 2s too. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, if I add these products up, 2 and 8 gives me 28. Right back to my regular. What this is really doing is this is aiding them in 2 things. This is giving them a strategy to, well, I don't really know what 7 times 4 is. That's really overwhelming to me. But I know that I can break it up into 5s and 2s. 5 plus 2 factors, break them down in easier ways, add it up, it's all the same. They know that 7 is tough, but 5 and 2, that makes it not as scary. Another thing is that when they get into double-digit multiplication and they're getting into those higher numbers, they can break the numbers apart in their head, and then mental math is much easier for them. What this is gonna do ultimately is it's gonna help them with middle school math, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade math, and they'll be able to do it in their head, and they'll be able to move along way quicker that way. So, I think that pretty much covers it. If you have any questions about, a lot of this is going to be put into words. So if you can take this math and just say something like, there's seven boxes of Girl Scout cookies with 4 cookies in each box. How many total boxes? Something like that. If you can just do that, and then I gave you that study guide, which is 2 pages of practice sheets. So go through that. All of the answers for this curriculum, I'll send that with you on Dojo. Everything is free. Everything is available online. This entire curriculum, all of the user manuals, all of the worksheets, everything is available online, and I'll send that link. Again, just let me know if this was helpful, if it wasn't helpful. Also, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.